All right, hey everyone. We'll go ahead and come on back. Sorry for that little delay. All right, and then we'll go ahead and give Trey another half second as well. And then yeah, as we're for Trey to join us, I'm gonna walk through the setup for this exercise because it's a bit of a setup to do. So I want to make sure to have that recorded so you'll have that as a resource for when you are ready to start programming. This is one of those for the full stack practice that you'll want to grab some of the boilerplate code that you have from full stack intro. And so it'll be good to have that PR approved so you can kind of have that when you're looking in your file explorer on the left-hand side that you can just open up full stack intro and copy and paste where appropriate. So I'll demo that. And then yeah, Trey, if you could give me a thumbs up or a DM if you're there, I want to make sure that we're not missing you. All right, well, we'll just go ahead and go for it. And it's recorded. So for full stack practice, we're gonna go ahead and build a full stack Pern application. This is not something that we're not testing your Google abilities for how to do this or your AI abilities where you could just submit some screenshots and have it build something out for you. We want to make sure that we are building like a Pern application, Postgres, Express, React, and Node. And essentially, the workflow of this is you're going to work on creating your database first, and I'll kind of demo getting that up and running. Then you're going to create your backend endpoints, and then your front end. And your front end, you're going to build essentially the same thing that was in React Catalog. And to keep you from having to spend all day recreating that, I will provide the teacher's solution for the React Catalog so you can bring that in as your client. And then the only thing you're going to have to do at that point is you would have to basically update where your data is coming from. And in React Catalog, there were some files that had your data, and that's where you're just grabbing those files with the function that reached out to a file. And in this case, you're going to be hitting your backend that you're going to create, your backend endpoints. So yeah, so that's what we're gonna work. We're gonna work on recreating this. And so problem breakdown, you have to think through, what data needs to be stored in the database, what API request does the client need to make to the server, and then what pages and components are in the client. So we'll touch on creating the database. We'll touch on what kind of requests you might need to make. And then the client will touch on like getting that set up as well, working with um, the React solution for the React catalog that we did earlier in the week. So to get started, again, this is if you look at full stack practice, it's going to be basically empty. You're going to have a schema for a table called products that you're going to have to create a database for, and you're going to have some seed data. So you'll work on yeah, let me see. I'll make sure. Yeah, so we're going to copy much from full stack intro. So this is why it'll be good to have your full stack intro PR approved and merged. So that way you can kind of just have that code base open in your file explorer. Um, so you can go ahead and copy your package.json. So I'll just demonstrate that. Copy, and then I'm going to paste that into full stack practice. And so that package.json, like I would rename it to full stack practice. And then it has all these scripts, right? That's going to, for your um, client, it's going to run your server. For your database, it's going to do like your import work in your database folder. It's going to do all that stuff for you. So you want to make sure that you have that package.json just brought in. from your full stack intro exercise. Database scripts and SQL files. Those are already provided, the SQL and the schema. So what you would do is, and what I would do is really, we need this import sh. So I would go ahead and just copy this whole thing and paste it in. And so now looking at full stack practice, we have this database and it has this old data SQL and for the to-dos and the schema for the and the seed data for them. So I would just delete those because full stack project practice, we're gonna have a products information. So get rid of those and then bring in the already pre-populated data and schema into database. So what I might even do at this point is in full stack practice, I would probably create our database, create DB products. So I'd create that, and then you could even call npm run DB import. Oh, we don't have the .env yet. Um, so we'll have to do that in a second. So we'll want to also, we could bring in all of your server stuff. So from full stack intro, I would just copy server. Let me close this down and paste it in. So we've got our database and our server. In our server, we want this library, client error middleware, index. So that's all good. And then for server.ts, we basically want to make sure that you are connecting to your database URL, which is going to be, we'll have to go into the .env. And this is really crucial on the server side that you want to connect to your products table. So when I ran this command,